Schema Injection for Smarter Code Suggestions by Darko Vukovic, CEO, Poly API, April 21st, 2025. Poly API has introduced Schema Injection, a new feature that improves the intelligence of the Poly Assistant when generating and explaining code. Poly is now aware of the schemas defined in your environment and will reference them when creating code snippets, answering questions, or assisting with API development. This change gives developers more relevant, structured, and type-accurate code outputs. Instead of generating generic suggestions or asking developers to manually define the shape of input and output data, Poly can now refer to existing schemas as the source of truth. How it works. Schema Injection allows Poly to automatically detect and import relevant schemas when developers request help with functions, integrations, or data structures. For example, if you ask the assistant to generate a function that creates a new user and your environment already has a user create request schema, Poly will use that schema instead of inventing a structure. If you're working on an API that returns a list of invoices and an invoice summary schema is defined, Poly will structure the response using that type. Poly will pull the appropriate type from the schema's namespace and reference it directly in the code, just as a developer would. These types are the same ones used in the SDK generated for your environment. Why it matters. Poly API schemas define the structure and validation logic of your data. They are used in both function definitions and code generation. Until now, Poly operated without context about these schemas. That meant more generic responses, less consistency, and more manual refinement. Schema Injection improves the quality and reliability of the assistant's output by grounding it in the actual types your environment uses. Developers save time by avoiding redundant type definitions, and the results are better aligned with project standards. This feature also encourages better schema use overall. Teams that invest in defining consistent schemas now benefit from those definitions not only in function replication and SDKs, but also in AI-assisted development. Developer experience. When interacting with Poly, developers will notice that suggested code now includes schema imports such as schemas.billing.invoiceSummary. Function signatures and parameters reflect the structure of existing types. Answers to questions about structure, validation, or expected inputs reference the appropriate schema directly. Schema Injection does not require configuration. It works automatically for any schema in your environment as long as it is available to the current user and reference function. Schema Injection extends the intelligence of the Poly by making it schema-aware. Developers receive more accurate typed code suggestions that match their actual environment, improving consistency and reducing time spent refining AI-generated output. It builds on the broader schema system in Poly API, supporting better type safety and developer productivity.